Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss some of the prices and cost of living in California, living in the United States. If you never lived in the United States, if you're from another part of the world, you would be hugely surprised at some of the things. So let me first start. Calling an ambulance could run you into $2,000 or up, even if you have insurance, because your insurance could be the wrong type of insurance. So obviously people are afraid to call an ambulance. So you get all these types of injuries where people drive themselves to the hospital or even don't go to the hospital. As a one-day stay at the hospital could probably run you something like $15,000-$30,000 one day. So you sometimes have these people who are at an emergency room and they get like a bill of $300,000 for like 10-day stay. If something in your house breaks and you need to call like a plumber just to come over for like half an hour, could cost you between $300 to $500 to up to like $1,000 for just 1 hour of work. Furthermore, if you need to hire an attorney, let's say, an attorney in America oftentimes costs $500 per hour. And this is like if you get arrested, if you get sued, which oftentimes happens, so immediately they usually want a $5,000 retainer. A retainer means you give them $5,000 and then if they spend like an hour of their time, they take $500 out of their retainer and on until the retainer is depleted. Let me also go over housing costs, which are absolutely insane. Property tax in the United States runs between 1 and 2.5%, meaning usually in California property taxes were 1.3%. So let's say if your house, and oftentimes houses there cost $1 million, you are going to be paying $10,000, $13,000, $15,000 a year only in property taxes. That amounts to more than like $1,200 per month only. So if you own a house in the United States outright, completely, let's say you had $1 million and you spent it cash, you would still, let me go over the monthly costs, for example, in California. If you own $1 million home, which is like the average home price there, so like $1,200 in monthly property taxes, $200 a month for gas, like $150 a month for electricity, $100 for trash, $100 for insurance. And you're also going to have keep-ups such as repairs, mowing the yard. So you could easily spend something like $2,000 per month just to maintain your house, and maybe even more. That is like a regular thing. Like people in America, they look at that and they go, well, whatever, we're all rich, we can afford it. Speeding tickets. I've gotten some of those California speeding tickets and people get these all the time. $500. So if you, let's say a cop pulls you over, gives you some kind of ticket, it usually runs in the neighborhood of $500. I don't even know if that's the highest. I don't really know. Another interesting thing, for example, in Southern California, they have something called Big Bear, which is a ski resort. This is just this country hick type of ski resort, which is outskirts of LA. I've been there. But that ski resort, and you can look it up, the day lift ticket costs more than the lift ticket in Davos, Switzerland. Yes, I think the lift ticket in Big Bear costs something in the neighborhood of, shoot, I don't know, over like $100. I remember looking it up. You can look it up right now if you want, just Google it. Austria, Switzerland, all those ski resorts are gonna be cheaper than like Snow Summit, California. Cheaper. Rents are absolutely insane. If you live in Southern California, you can easily pay between like $4,000 or $5,000 a month in rent. In comparison, I've heard that in Berlin, I can tell you the Moscow rent price. I can tell you that in Moscow, you can rent a really good apartment for probably like $800 per month. So the same type, and this apartment is gonna be better than the one in Los Angeles. So the same type of apartment that you would get in Los Angeles for, I don't know, $4,000, $3,000, in Moscow will run you probably like $800 a month. Some like 5 times cheaper. And lastly, let me finish with the cost of internet. Home internet cost me $75 per month. It was not as good as in Russia. In Russia, it costs me like $5 to $8 a month. And mobile internet also was about $80, 80 per month for very crappy connection and very crappy type of service. So obviously I finally understood after living in California for 15-20 years, that place had 2 things. It was very expensive, and for the money that you were paying, you got worse than average or really bad service. So for example, all these people who come like to repair your house, in Russia they do a better job at repairing your house or 1/10 of the cost that they do in California. In California, you pay 10 times more than here, and you get people who are absolutely incompetent at what they do most of the time. Better, worse quality of service. So finally I said, I'm not going to pay any more money to these California bureaucrats, because you should see like oh, by the way, let me also talk about the wages. There are insane, especially in the government sector. Absolutely insane. So after, paying all these prices, I decided, well, since, I don't want to pay all this, I moved away, and it was the best thing ever. Don't forget to subscribe. I see you guys in the next video.
I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost.